G'day there, my name is Stuart Bott and this is my Module 1. So I'm from Perth, Western Australia. Perth's a capital city and it's about 2 million people and it's built on the Swan River. In the middle here I've got the Australian coat of arms, so they have the kangaroo and the emu as the animals, and they've been used because they're two animals that cannot walk backwards. So Australia is all about moving forwards, so that's why they were chosen. Over here is Currumbine Primary School. In Australia we have primary school, high school and then university. Currumbine is an Aboriginal Noongar word for place of hard rock. Down on the bottom left here is what we have is a small marsupial, and it's called a quokka. They're native to a small island called Rottnest Island off the coast of Perth, and so they're pretty famous because they kind of smile, and a lot of celebrities who go to West Australia will go to this island just to get selfies with them. And on the opposite end of that scale, unfortunately, Perth is known as, or West Australia is known as a great white shark attack capital of the world. As a surfer, it's pretty scary when you're kind of out there. It's not as laid back as it kind of used to be. Okay, so about me, I was brought up on the beach, a place called City Beach. So I've been surfing pretty much all my life. And this is just a photo of me at North Shore, which is like the mecca of surfing. If you're a surfer, that's like the ultimate place to go. Down here, playing Aussie rules footy. So once a year, the kids would play the team of teachers and educators. So it's a pretty fun day. You have about 800 students plus all their families and parents come out to watch. So it's a pretty big day. I've been doing martial arts since 1993, and this is me doing a seminar. A bokken is a wooden sword, but for a 4th degree black belt, it's a weapons grading. And I love snowboarding, so I've never snowboarded in Australia, just America, so California and Nevada on Mount Heavenly there's on the border, but also Colorado. And the reason I'm in America is for my wife. So I immigrated to get married. She's from Hayes, Kansas, and we've got a son who's 2.5 years old. So my teaching history, I started teaching martial arts in a professional studio after I was a student there for a couple of years. But then I'd go out and do primary school and high school seminars. And a lot of the teachers there were going, why don't you become a teacher? You're really good at it. So that's kind of what I did. I went and did university, got my degree and started teaching. So I was at Currumbine Primary School for 5 years as a 6-7 classroom teacher. Then I got a chance to do a PE teacher for 2 years. So I was there for 7 years before I immigrated. When I first got to the United States, I wasn't allowed to work, so I had to wait for my work visa. It took about 6 months. I got a job as a substitute teacher for USD 489, and this is my first year as a full classroom teacher. So I've got year 5 students at Wilson Elementary, and there's 3 year 5 classrooms, and what we do is we rotate the children throughout the day. So I'll teach the children for reading and social studies, and with what's going on in the world at the moment, we're looking at transitioning to an online teaching, so we're going to be using Seesaw for that. So the 3 levels of government. So the federal government, they supply around 8% of the school's funding. The disseminating of current strategies and pedagogies to educators and school leaders. So as new research comes out of how students learn and new learning strategies, the federal government will pass that down the line. So programs which promote excellence and access. So obviously the United States want their students to be academic, but it's also they want the students or children in the United States to have access to education, and especially this day and age, the technology for that. So there's a lot of laws and acts which need to be followed in order to receive the funding at a state level, also local level. So in 1965, the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which was passed, which is the current version of that is ESSA. And these acts include sections about equity for students and testing and accountability. At a state level, the funds are just under half of a school's running cost. The state government dictates the policies and curriculum, but also the standard testing that needs to be done. The state organises educator licensure and regulations that an educator must abide by. And also things like budgeting, the programs, the calendar requirements, at-risk pupils and low-income students policies. So building, maintenance, tax, enrolment and school bonds, so all those are at a state level. At a local level, something that I'm used to or have most knowledge about, it's the local government or your district. They supply just over half of the school's funding. So the superintendent and the school board will decide how the school district will operate. They decide things like school times, the academic year, school lunches, the school buses, that kind of stuff. They decide the supplies and the resources and learning programs for the students. So in our district, I use the social studies book, a Pearson book, so that's the district-wide book that we use. The reading program as well, and then like online, so we use Seesaw. So there's certain things that the local government will be, or the local district will be in charge of. But they also hire and train staff on a regular basis, and they're in charge of contracts, payroll and health benefits. People in charge, so the Secretary of Education is Betsy DeVos. She advises and implements legislation on educational policy. It is a paid job. The State Kansas Commissioner of Education is Randy Watson, provides leadership to the Kansas State Department of Education when it comes to policies, programs, and implementing new initiatives within the state. It's a paid job also. Locally, the superintendent of USD 489 is Ron Wilson. He oversees district operations and supervises the principals and staff. He works with the school board to implement changes in the district, in control of cancelling school due to weather or any other reason, and this is a paid job. So the influence over the NELP standard. So I thought the first one was local, so through its school vision and mission, the programs and its technology. Second one is state and through state standards and testing. And the third one, federal changes, federal through laws and legislated acts. So through the federal support, students get equal rights, they get laws and funding. Through state support, students and educators receive education, curriculum, testing and funding. And through local support, students receive technology, programs, breakfast and lunches, one-on-one support and instruction. And for teachers locally, they receive training, technology, guidance, subscriptions, and assorted teaching resources. And that is my reference slide, and thanks for watching.